What really pushed Jungkook to take an unexpected and uncontrollable action to protect Taehyung? Why did the world witness JK in tears after the shocking home break-in? And what truth has finally been revealed? Scroll, watch closely, comment, like, and subscribe if you want the whole truth uncovered right now. What if everything we thought we already knew about Jungkook's loyalty toward Taehyung has been only the surface of something much deeper, darker, and far more emotional than anyone ever imagined? What if the viral footage that sent the entire internet into a meltdown, the footage of Jungkook crying uncontrollably and refusing to stay still, was not an accident, not a coincidence, and not a publicity move, but the result of a terrifying moment that changed everything? Before you read further, ask yourself this. Are you really prepared to hear the full truth behind Jungkook's restless actions, his desperate need to protect Taehyung, the shocking break-in that shook the fandom, and the emotional collapse that left millions of armies in tears? If you're ready, then keep reading, but don't forget to comment your thoughts, like this video, and subscribe, because the more people who talk about this, the more truth will be forced into the light. The chaos began the night the break-in happened, a night that nobody inside or outside the entertainment world will ever forget. For days, the media tried to soften the narrative, claiming it was only a minor security breach. Nothing to worry about, nothing serious. But then another piece of information leaked, one that completely destroyed that story and sent armies into a frenzy. The intruder did not just sneak into Taehyung's house. According to insiders, the intruder was already inside the house before security realized anything was wrong. And there was absolutely no sign that the intruder broke in through a door or window. The world began wondering, how did they get in? How long were they inside? And the most terrifying question, what happened before police arrived? At first, HB tried to hold everything together. Their initial statement was calm, controlled, and vague, desperately avoiding any details that might trigger panic. But once armies got a single clue, once someone shared a glimpse of Taehyung being escorted out with shaking hands and Jungkook rushing to him like he was about to lose his mind, everything changed. The hashtag Protect Taehyung at all costs exploded across social media. Fans demanded more answers. They wanted to know why Taehyung looked so terrified, and most importantly, why Jungkook looked like he was ready to destroy the world for him. People say Jungkook has always been protective of Taehyung, but that night was something else entirely. Witnesses said they had never seen him like that. They said he wasn't just panicked, he was furious, and scared, and trembling in a way that made everyone around him freeze. After the footage leaked, several staff members anonymously confessed that Jungkook refused to stay still. He refused to let Taehyung out of his sight for even a second. He kept walking back and forth, pacing, clenching his jaw, and every time someone tried to pull him away, he snapped. He didn't shout. He didn't curse. His voice was low, shaking, desperate. "Don't separate us. Don't touch him. I'm staying." They didn't understand at first. Not until Taehyung suddenly reached for Jungkook and held on to him like he was the only thing keeping him standing. And that was the moment Jungkook broke in front of everyone. He pulled Taehyung into his chest, wrapped both arms around him tightly as if terrified of losing him, and the tears started falling. Not quietly, not softly, but uncontrollably. For the first time, people realized that this was not a normal security incident. Something happened inside that house. Something serious. Something that Taehyung could not explain and Jungkook could not forgive. Rumors began spreading instantly, each one more shocking than the last. Some people claimed the intruder had been watching Taehyung for weeks. Others said the intruder had been inside the house for hours before being detected. And the most disturbing rumor of all, the intruder had been waiting in Taehyung's living room, in the dark. But the most emotional detail, the one that destroyed everyone's hearts, was the story of Jungkook receiving the call. According to insiders, Jungkook had been in the middle of filming when someone whispered into his ear that Taehyung's home alarm had been triggered. For a split second, he froze. Then everything inside him changed. He didn't care that cameras were rolling. He didn't care that staff were watching. He didn't care that he was supposed to stay professional. He dropped everything and ran straight out of the building, ignoring managers who tried to stop him. He didn't speak, he didn't breathe, he didn't think. He just ran. People who were there that night described him as a man possessed. He tore through the parking lot, got into his car, and drove faster than anyone had ever seen him drive. His hands were gripping the wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. He didn't blink. He didn't stop. He didn't even hear the messages coming through his phone. All he could think about was Taehyung. Was he safe? Was he scared? Was he alone? By the time Jungkook reached Taehyung's house, the police had already surrounded the place. But that didn't stop him either. He pushed past everyone and rushed inside, ignoring every warning, because all that mattered to him was seeing Taehyung with his own eyes. When he finally found him, sitting on the floor in shock, unable to speak, Jungkook dropped to his knees in front of him, grabbed his face with both hands and whispered, "I'm here. Look at me. I'm here." Taehyung blinked, like he had been underwater, and finally reached the surface. Then he leaned forward and fell into Jungkook's arms. That was the moment Jungkook lost control. He held Taehyung so tightly that security didn't dare try to pull them apart. And when someone attempted to escort Taehyung to another room to calm him, Jungkook snapped, his voice cracking, "Don't take him away from me." Those words would echo across the internet days later, haunting, raw, emotional, unforgettable. After the incident, Jungkook refused to leave Taehyung alone. He stayed with him every second. He stood guard over him like a shield, like a storm, like a man who had decided that nothing in this world was going to touch Taehyung ever again. And that is when news leaked that shocked even the most prepared armies. HYB attempted to keep things calm by encouraging Jungkook to rest, to step back, to let the situation be dealt with naturally. But Jungkook refused. Witnesses said he nearly got into a physical confrontation with security because they tried to separate him from Taehyung for a private checkup. Jungkook physically stepped in front of Taehyung and said, "No, he's staying with me. I promised I wouldn't let anything happen again." Again. 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 That word changed everything. The world started asking, again? What happened before? Why did Jungkook say it like he had already lost something once, something he refused to lose again? Then came the emotional interview clip that went viral. The interviewer asked Jungkook how Taehyung was doing after the break-in. Everyone expected a short answer, something professional, calm, and neutral. Instead, Jungkook exhaled slowly and looked down. For a moment, the world saw something break in him. His voice was suddenly small, soft, fragile. "He doesn't deserve this. None of this. I don't ever want to see him scared again." The clip spread across the world in minutes. Millions of armies cried while watching it. Thousands of videos analyzed Jungkook's tone, his eyes, the tremble in his jaw. People could feel the pain, not scripted, not staged, not polished. Real, raw, and terrifying. From that moment, the internet refused to stay quiet. Armies started trending hashtags demanding accountability, demanding better protection, demanding justice. But the story didn't stop there. It didn't even slow down. Because that's when the next shocking revelation surfaced. The intruder had been watching Taehyung long before the break-in. And the reason Jungkook hasn't been able to stay still since the incident is because he knew something long before the public ever did. Someone had been sending disturbing signs. Someone had been following Taehyung online and offline. Someone had been getting too close, and Jungkook had known. He reported it. He warned people. He begged for stronger security. But no one listened. Until it was too late. And that is why Jungkook cannot sit still. That is why he refuses to leave Taehyung's side. That is why the world has seen him emotional, restless, protective, and broken.